Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about the EMEA League group stage or the regular season results. Obviously it did finish, and next one will be the playoffs. So let's get right into it. First we'll start off with the participants. If you forgot for some reason, the teams that are competing in the EMEA League have BBL Esports, Fnatic, Foot Esports, Giants, Karmine Corp, Koi, Na'Vi, Team Heretics, Team Liquid, and Team Vitality. Obviously you can see some roster changes. The biggest one is Karmine Corp. You see Zeesh, he is now in the roster. Obviously he is the assistant coach for Karmine Corp, but Zero, I'm pretty sure, benched himself, and so Zeesh had to basically fill in as the IGL role for the next, I'm pretty sure for the entire regular season. So Zeesh was there, and Weber as well. Zeke, I'm pretty sure he was also benched. So Weber, he was there just also as a player as well. And I'm pretty sure he has played before. I'm pretty sure since 2020, maybe when he was with Rex.gg, or 2021. I'm not too sure, but it has been a long time since Weber has played. The first time Zeesh was played, that was like 2020 Tier 3 French team. So yeah, it's a long time ago for both Zeesh and Weber. But other than that, nothing other changes in the rosters. Have a look as well at the standings below right here. Fnatic, they went undefeated. The only team actually in all three leagues to go undefeated. And they got Na'Vi, Team Liquid, Giants, Foot Esports, and Team Vitality ran out the top 6 in the playoffs. And they got BBL, Team Heretics, Koi, and Karmine Corp down in the last place. Let's now have a look at the regular season results. Now, obviously, just like in my Pacific League video, I have basically highlighted some matches I kind of want to talk about. For Week 1 Super Week, Koi versus Na'Vi, obviously the first match. And as you can tell, Lotus went very much to the distance, 20-18 to Koi. I was pretty shocked about this. I feel like Na'Vi wasn't really on par, like it wasn't really like Na'Vi, as like like from like locked in and stuff. So I was pretty shocked that they lost to Koi, even though Koi on paper they did look pretty decent. I thought they were gonna be like a solid mid-tier team, but apparently not. According to the standings, not really. But this was a bit of an upset. They did use Gecko. I'm pretty sure they were the first team to use Gecko. And who used Gecko? I'm pretty sure it was Shao or Angel. I can't remember who used Gecko. But it was a bit of a shock when when they started using Gecko. That was a very weird thing to see. But yeah, that was a bit of an upset there to start off the league. As well, I just want to quickly talk about Fnatic. They actually had Kamike. He subbed in for Alfie due to visa issues. I'm pretty sure for this entire week. And to be fair, Kamike, he actually played pretty well. I'm pretty sure he was the central player, so he played KJ and Cypher. He played pretty well. So I think Fnatic, they have a really good sub just in case if one of their players is sick or has visa issues like what Alfie had. So I think they should. I mean, they still won against Giants, and even though the split was really close, I think they still played extremely well. The other team that I want to talk about is Team Heretics versus Karmine Corp. I'm pretty sure, yeah, and Fnatic also won against BBL, also with Kamike, and to be fair, Kamike still played really well. This one, I think everyone knows about the incident. Especially on Split, the incident where they didn't have time and Sideshow was molding, calling them a bunch of melons and saying that his eyes ripped them out, made Eagle pluck his eyes out. I just want to say that's such an amazing clip. But this was kind of the first showing of Karmine Corp trolling. Many YouTubers like TMV and basically like Valorant analytical channels, they will go in depth on Karmine Corp. And this will be the last time we get to talk about Karmine Corp, may I say. There's gonna be a couple times where we do get to talk about Karmine Corp. And so you can imagine the amount of molding that people had when they were watching Karmine Corp's match. To be fair, it was really funny. but it was also really depressing. And that was when Scream was the IGL, and Scream, he was just nowhere. He was just gone. He just, yeah, whatever. Scream was just nowhere. So yeah, that was kind of first signs of, oh boy, Karmine Corp don't look good. We need to worry a bit. And then continuing into the Karmine Corp saga, let's talk about Team Liquid. And once again, on Split, they trolled. Endo was losing his mind, which I thought was hilarious. He was... It was also a funny part when Nevera legit took off his headphones and the earpiece where and the earpiece where the players can't hear the crowd, so it's just noise cancellation headphones. Took them off, put them back in. You can watch the clip yourself. It was pretty entertaining, and then they still somehow won the game. But yeah, once again, that also showed that Karmine Corp was immensely trolling. They were trolling hard. So obviously they need to make a change at some point. But and then we continue with the Karmine Corp saga. Obviously, when they versed against Team Vitality, it was the French v French, obviously, and oh boy, it will always split. Ascent was also pretty bad as well, obviously, but I mean, I feel like this split was decent enough, but it still wasn't good. It still wasn't shit. It was still so bad. So yeah, and then the saga, and then we got to week 4, and then we got news that Nuzera basically benched himself. And then Scream basically sent a cryptic Twitter basically saying it's happening again, and it was basically reference to when Link benched himself and Team Liquid, and Scream felt like he was having deja vu, and it was during this match, and Zish had to sub in for Nuzera due to withdrawal from the team, and obviously they don't have a 6th player, so Zish has to be the 6th player. I'm pretty sure on the database, I'm pretty sure Zish is listed as the 6th player, but still, it's just, oh boy, it's interesting. I mean, I'll be honest, they played much better. I'll be honest, in this game, it's just, yeah, it was just a mess. It was just a whole heap of mess that that they had. Just Karmine Corp as a whole, you can make it as a movie if you really want to, and people would definitely watch it. I would definitely watch it because it's legit something you would see from a movie. That, like, you're struggling so much and someone leaves, and then you have to put in your assistant coach in because you are not allowed to sign a 6th player at all. I'm pretty sure throughout this whole season, so you have to put in your assistant coach who has to play since 2020, like early Valorant 2020. And they actually played pretty decently against Na'Vi. And then also week 4 as well. Let's also talk about BBL versus Vitality. This whole time, I was like, BBL, they didn't look good. But at the same time, BBL, like, they actually had some pretty competitive games against teams that, obviously, they got 2-0'd. And this was the first time they actually won in this league. Like, they have some great pieces. They have, like, Brave, Turco, Solchania, obviously, as the IGL. Aslan for Shadow. Oh crap, who's the other player? Oh no. Not Kiwi. That's I can't remember who the other player is, and I apologize for that. But they have some, like, decent, actually looking, like, talent and players, and obviously, like, Turco and Brave, they used to be part of the Supermassive Blazing, which dominated the Korean scene, the Turkish scene, for a long time. Oh, but okay, wait, yeah. Oh, it was Kishner X. That's the other player, Kishner X. So it's just like I did feel bad for BBL, just like how I feel bad for Karmine Corp, but not really, because they were kind of trolling themselves. But BBL, they looked good against teams that they lost to pretty badly. But yeah, at least they finally got a win against Vitality. That's at least good enough. Week 5, we continue with the Karmine Corp saga, and this was obviously when Zeech was still win because obviously he's in full time for the rest of this league, and they won against Koi. To be fair as well, Koi they have not been looking good. They just haven't, just kind of just fell off, I think. So it was, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, other than like Koi just looks shit. Obviously they did win against Karmine Corp on Ascent, but they didn't get to close it out, and I feel like they're making too many mistakes. They weren't really the Koi I was really expecting. And plus, this was obviously like the content creator battle. They had Kamita and iBuy in the arena, which is actually really cool. Obviously, you can obviously tell how passionate both of these both of those content creators are. Um, but yeah. I mean, at least Karmine Corp, they did look a lot better now with an actual IGL. But Koi, they just look depressed. They did not look good. I feel bad for Barbar as well. I feel like when you watch the matches, his reaction just says it all, really. Let's now move over to week 6, and we don't get to talk about Karmine Corp this time, but we get to talk about Na'Vi versus Team Liquid. This was when that Team Liquid subbed in Harmy for safe due to health problems. It was actually pretty competitive. I don't know what is with Na'Vi and having like their opponents having like games like subbed in and stuff. But at least they didn't get their assistant coaches. That's pretty good. So that's good enough. I'm pretty sure Hami, he is I'm pretty sure he is a streamer from Team Liquid, and he's also the first German player to play in Berlin as well, in the partnership league. But either way, they played pretty well. I'm guessing CNET was on Yoru for the entire match. It was, once again, they played pretty well, so I give them the benefit of the doubt. And even like I do think it would be competitive if Safe was actually in, but I guess that's just what happens. I mean, luckily he's all good now, but yeah, you just have to just deal with it. But I feel like Hami did pretty well there. And Team Heretics versus Giants. Heretics took the approach of Karmine Corp and subbed in their assistant coach, or Weber, after Zeke was withdrawn from the team. Obviously, this was it wasn't like New Zero where New Zero asked to be withdrawn from the team. This time, I'm pretty sure Zeke basically was told by the team, "Get out. You're not part of the team anymore." I'm guessing maybe because of internal issues. So it's literally we know that Zeke is a bit of a hothead sometimes. He's fired up, but I mean let's say they won against Giants, so it definitely worked out for them, at least. So I guess it kind of showed that Zeke was kind of the problem. But I'm pretty sure they did lose the next two maps. The next two matches, it won't really, so it didn't really matter. But still, it was definitely a bit of a wake up call, I can imagine, for Zeke, that they won against Giants, who is actually a pretty good team on paper as well, a midfield team, with their assistant coach. So it's definitely something to be a bit worried about if you are Zeke, and I highly doubt Zeke is going to come back to the Heretics squad if they can find a sixth player. I think they'll probably maybe stick with Weber, or if they're allowed to, they can try and find another player to replace Zeke, or they just deal with Zeke for the LCQ. I'm not too sure. Week 7, the first, I only want to talk about what the heck, Foot versus Fnatic. I don't know why I put Foot versus Fnatic there. I'm pretty sure I meant to put this, or I don't know which one I meant to put in. I'll be honest. I generally have no idea. For some reason, my notes, I put Foot versus Fnatic in. I don't know why. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be Foot versus Na'Vi. And the reason why I decided to talk about Foot is because I haven't talked about Foot yet. I've talked about Giants, I've talked about Na'Vi, I've talked about Karmine Corp, Vitality, Team Liquid, BBL even for a bit. I haven't talked about Foot. And Foot, they have actually surprised me a bit in this league. We all thought Foot was going to be maybe at the bottom of the EMEA league. Now they've been looking really good. I feel like Kiwi, he's definitely performed massively for the team. He's been doing a really good job. Obviously, yes, he did lose against an RV, which is fair enough. Obviously, I can understand that, but it was still a really close game either way. 39 on Lotus, 13-11 on Pearl. Very close game. So I still think Foot did a great job in this regular season, and I hope they do well in the playoffs. But I'm not too sure about that, but we'll see. And then week 8, Fnatic versus Na'Vi. This is kind of like Fnatic's only like challenge, I guess we'll say, because I'm pretty sure. I mean, the only time Fnatic even lost a map was against BBL up in the top here, but that was when because Kamike was off. That was when Kamike was in for Alpha, yeah. But since then they didn't drop another map. But we all thought, or some of us thought that Fnatic was going to drop a map against Na'Vi, or Na'Vi was going to drop a map against Fnatic. That didn't come to fruition. Lotus was pretty close split. It wasn't that close. I don't know why the hell Yoru was played. I'm guessing that was Angel. I'm guessing Angel played Yoru. Of course he did. But this kind of showed that Fnatic was just too dominant. They are just too good for everyone else. So that's just. I mean, I think Fnatic is definitely a must pick for Tokyo. I think Fnatic is probably also gonna win. There's the other playoffs here in the EMEA League, but it has a pretty high chance. And the last one is VBL versus Foot Esports. This was just a Turkish the Turkish battle. I'm pretty sure I saw something on Twitter of the BBL fans basically as a crowd just marching to the watch party over in Turkey. I'm pretty sure there was flames, there was smoke, there was flags, the BBL. They were very passionate, but for BBL fans, it wasn't really enough. They lost to Foot pretty badly. Pearl was basically an easy victory for Foot, and then Haven was pretty close, but not that bad. It was pretty bad, but it wasn't too bad as Pearl. 13-7 on Haven, not too bad for BBL, but that basically knocked BBL out of contention of being in the playoffs. Because I'm pretty sure coming to this final week, it was Vitality or BBL. It's pretty easy. If BBL won, and it was a 2-0 victory for them, they will be in the playoffs, and Vitality will be out. But I'm pretty sure if it was 2-1 to BBL, or even an 0-2 to Foot Esports, then Vitality will be in, I'm pretty sure. But it was a 2-0 victory for Foot, and Vitality was in automatically. So let's now move over to the playoff bracket. So as you can see right here in the upper bracket qualifiers, we have Giants versus Foot Esports. Whoever wins will verse Fnatic. And then Team Liquid versus Team Vitality. Whoever wins will verse Na'Vi. So that's really about it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys one next time in the next one. Goodbye.